Mic check 1 2 1 2. I'm Chillmonger. That's Darius.
Yo.
Yup. Yip. Oh, how'd you like The Legend of Aang?
I agree that it should have probably just gone to streaming.
Oh no, I really liked it. So that sounds like you didn't.
No, I did like it. I don't think that it was big screen, but it was good. I don't know if I think it was actually. I know I don't think it was like. I still say the third season was better than the film, but I don't. I thought it was good. I love the animation. I like some of the new things that were added. I mean, if we're going into it,
No, we can't go into it. We got to
I
respect
loved.
the privacy of people who haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I'm not going into it like that, but I loved the fact that they kept the core feeling and element of the group. It didn't feel like we were with completely different characters. It didn't feel as if there was really a beat skipped from the last time we saw them all together in season 3 to now. The voices, I saw people complaining about the voices, didn't have a problem with the voices. I thought the voices sounded like what they should sound like if they were older. I thought they sounded great. I thought these things with Sokka were, as far as like his cues, as far as Sokka being Sokka, the jokes, the like when he was explaining to them, like when they were trying to get back off that island, he was explaining all the uh, all the roadblocks in front of them. It was just so that he was Sokka. It felt like Sokka. Zuko felt like Zuko, although I felt Zuko could have had a lot more lines. I hate he was kind of sidelined and more just kind of there as the Fire Lord. He really didn't do much. Nor did Toph. Toph really didn't even do much either. I wish she could have even done more. I understand it was more focused on Aang. But that brings me to Katara, who I thought they did a brilliant job of still conveying that this is still Katara, the one that she's still got that mom energy of watching over the group. She still was telling Aang, "Hey, bro, you're the Avatar. You gotta chill. Just because we saved the world and stuff like that, you are still the Avatar. You cannot put your life in danger." So I loved the dynamic there between those two. They're not married yet. They were just dating still. There's a lot I liked it a lot. I really, really did. I
You
don't, it
sure they're
didn't
not
blow me
married?
away. I don't think they were married. I thought they
Okay.
were just dating. I didn't get a married vibe from them because they were like, they were talking about, I'm the last airbender. Well, then take your wife upstairs and make some airbenders, which they eventually do. But
Yeah, use your staff, Aang.
so I things I did not like. I didn't like that Aang got his ass whooped the entire film. Aang was getting his ass whooped he was getting his ass whooped by the Denied, and I was just like, damn. That's something I didn't really care for. Let's see. Um, that was, I think, really my only ick, is that I didn't like Aang getting his ass whooped. Other than that, I thought the film was very well done. I feel, I feel. Listen, there's the conversation online of, do not go watch this film. If you watch it, you're very disrespectful, and it's this and this and that. I can tell you this: Nickelodeon sent the film to someone. That someone then decided amongst to themselves to share it with everyone else. You can say it's morally wrong or morally whatever moral road you want to go down in the conversation of this film. But if the film is out there and it's just out there, I'm not going to not watch it. Same as if Doomsday were to leak today. You can't say you would not watch Doomsday out of respect for the Russos. And I do respect the Avatar creators. This is very unfortunate for them. This movie doesn't come out for another 6 months. From my understanding, I don't know where they got this number, but over 10 million people have already seen it. At this point, release
Whoa,
it.
really? So
But
if 10 million
that's what
people
the numbers are
paid the
saying.
Paramount Plus subscription fee of $10, 10 times 10, that's $100 million worth of movie that they have if everyone paid.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought the movie was great. I mean, I thought it was great. I really did. I want more with this with them as adults. Um and also, again, not spoiling anything, but Katara is still that bitch. I mean, she is still
There was a moment I
one of the
wanted her to do
benders.
bloodbending,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but it wasn't a full
I,
moon.
yeah, but she's still one of the greatest benders, and she displays that every time. So yeah, I wish Zuko could have done more because Zuko's one of my favorite characters, but it's kind of sidelined.
But back to the morals discussion. Morally, I morally the Ellison family owns Paramount. Morally, that's who would get my money. Morally, that's not something I want to support
Well, there
ever.
you go. There you go.
Morally, do the creators deserve their movie to get the right, launch and everything? For sure, of course, yeah, that's totally right. But like the same people who watched it now, they also have the right to pay for it later if they that the movie was good enough. And we do know the economics that the more money that this like merch sells, the more the tickets if they go to the movies theaters tickets, the more subscriptions that we buy when it officially does release. Like you can still vote with your dollar then. So this doesn't really hurt that, except for the people who are not going to buy it because they saw it. So but then also I want to add like so many factors to this morally thing. I don't want to get the movie spoiled for me as a huge Avatar fan by somebody online who talks about it, in 3 months from now. Or if I'm scrolling and I see a picture from the movie and I see that and I see that, and then by October, damn, this movie won't be as fresh. I had to watch this movie. I really had to have a fresh experience, to experience Avatar the way that without it being compromised. I already saw the 2 clips on Twitter, and I was like,
Right.
look, there's
I
only going
saw
to be
them
more
too.
clips like that coming. And I was proven correct actually, because when I was on Twitter earlier this morning, I was like, wow, I'm very glad Lawrence showed me that movie, because now I'm seeing clips and still images from the movie. Good thing I saw it. I had to see it fresh as a big Avatar fan. So morals. I'm good. I have to watch it.
But you
I
know
would
what?
want.
You know
Yeah.
what? You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct on the Ellisons owning it, and like Jabari Muhammad just said here, it's not as if Brian and Mike have not already been paid for their work. So people just got to see their art 6 months early. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, it is I forget. I don't pay attention to Paramount, so I forget the Ellisons do own Paramount. So yeah, yeah. So if you need the link, haven't seen it. Yeah, no, it is a great movie. I agree with some of the things I was reading that Raymond put up too. I'm sure you'll get to that, but yeah, I agree on some things with the script. Like I said, I didn't really like the fact. My biggest ick was just that Aang was getting tossed around as the Avatar the whole film.
I feel like they had explanations for why he wasn't winning the times he wasn't winning. I was fine with it.
Mm-mm. What about when the people with no bending power came in and was fucking him up? What was the explanation? I didn't get it.
I don't want to answer the question because it would give away plot, but there was an explanation.
Oh, I missed it. I saw the Avatar and Master of all four elements, and I saw people Master of no elements beat him up. So I was just
I
a bit
would,
confused.
I'd 100% watch, and then I would also 100% go buy an extra ticket to watch it in theaters. I'd be lying if I said I didn't do that with No Way Home. I think it's not bigoted, sexist content if it's not politically motivated MAGA. I think I will support the art and artists. Paramount obviously doesn't believe in the franchise, and the Paramount heads are, so who cares? Aren't the Ellisons big Zios too? Yeah, everyone, Warner Brothers is. The guys who run Disney are. They should drop the movie on the same day and Mando and Grogu, cause now I'm not trying to get spoiled.
Yeah,
Hello,
I'd stay
Tony.
offline. There are a lot of people now that have apparently, again, I don't know where they're getting this number, but 10 million people have seen it. Um, and it's definitely a lot of people talking about it on TikTok. You type in Legend of Aang on TikTok, and you are getting people talking about the entire movie that have seen it. I think there are people. I don't know if people are going to put up full YouTube reviews at this point.
You could just
Do you
don't put
put up a?
anything from the movie.
Yeah,
They can't stop me and you from arguing
yeah.
about Ang.
No,
Aglad
go ahead.
said the only real studio left on Earth
Is
is
your
Disney. The rest of these art houses are just small divisions of larger war profiteering operations. It's moral to not pay them. Mhm.
is your make sure you're coming through your mic. Sounds like you're coming through your computer.
Okay.
I think it's better now. I dropped my drink a minute ago. I don't know if you guys could tell or not, but like, damn, I'm gonna have to refill it. But before that, um, look, not much we can get into with Aang and Korra. There's some tie-ins to the Korra era that I thought were cool, like some answers and
Which I
stuff.
did. I did like. I did like
Yeah,
that, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Legend of Korra. It's not a secret. I liked the
you know what I
connections. I
mean?
was like,
Yeah.
all right, all right, all right, all right. I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, I
So
was like, I
like, I
like it.
want to see these guys grown up long. Like, they live long lives. I know Aang dies early because for 100 years, I think he dies at age 60 instead of living longer. Whatever. I can see Aang in his 30s and his 40s and his 50s and his 60s. I want a movie for every decade of this guy's life, or even a TV series. Give me more time so I can have more with Zuko. I'm not mad at this era of Avatar
Yes.
and living and staying here. I get it. Every 100 years is supposed to have a reincarnation. I am not over the Aang era. I want to see them do this with Aang, and then I want to see Korra get some love, and then we can get to Avatar Seven Havens and see what that's all about. But like, you can do some groundwork here. You can create new cities, not just Republic City, but new cities, new locations that when I'm watching Avatar Pavi in Seven Havens, I'll be like, oh yeah, this is the same place that Zuko said was going to be his Fire Nation, blah 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 blah. And now they're there, right? Isn't that really cool? Oh look, he's wearing the same clothing that we saw when Aang was in his 40s, and that must mean that he must be a friend of Aang or a believer of Aang, and that's why he's the disciple of Aang. And now he's meeting with the Avatar. Now he's good people. Like, we can have so much things to set the groundwork for future avatars right now. And I'm not over the main character of Avatar, Aang. Just like I'm not over Luke Skywalker. Just like I'm not over the main character, Black Panther. I want to see more Aang before we get to what's happening in the future. So if they need to put a rest on the Seven Havens thing just to launch another Avatar franchise, studio franchise during the Aang era, that's what they should do. Maybe that's the lesson they can learn from this, that people still love Aang. Aang died like in his 60s. See, that's a long time. There's a lot of stories and adventures he could have. Maybe he has a falling out with the Kyoshi warriors or something. I don't know. How does Sokka die? We don't know how Sokka dies. Maybe Aang has a secret lover somewhere else. Probably not. I would hope not. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
they could do a lot.
There's a lot they could get into. There's a lot they could get into. A lot I would love to see still with this group. Like I said, I don't know if they're still doing the whole Zuko film or whatever they were going to do, but um, yeah, I want more with these characters. Just one, because I feel like even though they were all there, it felt as if obviously again the focus was Aang, but it felt as if they were kind of just there. So I want more where they're involved more.
Toph's baby dad. Yeah, she had two, right? Both of her daughters had two different fathers. Apparently, Aang died of natural causes, but I heard someone say Sokka died in battle. Okay, did Zahir kill him? Where was May? That just wasn't the May story. There's only an hour 38 minutes of runtime. They didn't have time for her.
Well, we did see like a little glimpse of Suki.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We didn't get everybody,
So
but
you got
so what?
yeah. You got some. Yeah, good movie.
Salute.
Like I said,
Yeah,
I
yeah, salute to
agree
Dave
with
Bautista.
I don't know if I would have saw it in theaters. Yeah, that was Batista, wasn't it? Huh, good job for him.
And then when he got, oh, I can't say that. Oops, almost said something. Almost said something. Okay. Okay. Legend of Aang. How about this?
Legend
Moving
of Aang.
forward. Well, we're definitely lagging. I can feel it now. You've got a delay on your end from whenever I speak. Can you exit and return?
It's going to be the same, but I will.
Okay. I'll go cut to this Kickstarter campaign that I saw that I would like to share right now. Thema, the Queen of War. It's a 2-minute video, and there's 7 days to go to back this if you guys are interested.
Hey yo, what's good, y'all? I'm Malcolm McFadden, creator of 615 Comics, and I'm here to introduce you to my brand new comic book series, Thema, the Queen of War. Alright, now Thema, the Queen of War is about my character Thema, who was created by the gods to be a warrior and protector for people going through what seemed to be an endless war. And then everything changed one day for Thema when she was sent to another world, a world full of monsters and dangerous creatures. She would spend ages on this world, ages alone and fighting for her life because there's nothing but dangerous monsters around. You feel me? And then she found a way back to.
I like how that keeps happening, where the page comes in black and white, and then you can see it goes from black and white, and they add like more color to it and more details to it. Nice.
But she did not come alone. Thema was blessed by the gods with incredible abilities like super strength, super agility and reflexes, a healing factor, and golden retractable wings that are beautiful but deadly. And Thema isn't just a fierce warrior. No. She's not just a fierce warrior. She's very compassionate with a strong sense of responsibility and duty. And she's very in tune with her emotions, but when she feels her emotions, she feels them very deeply. And this story is more of a fish out of water story. Yes, it's action-packed. Yes, it has its blood, guts, and stuff like that. But this story is more of a fish out of water story where Thema, who has been in a monster world for so long and alone, she now has to like readjust and be acclimated to this new world that is the world that she's from, but it's a brand new world that is nothing like the world that she left. Thema, the Queen of War is kind of me stepping out of the superhero genre and vigilantes and kind of testing my hand at more of the fantasy with the gods, monsters, and magic. Thema was inspired by my love of just badass female characters, warrior women, you feel me? Like Xena, like Wonder Woman, like Nubia, people like Red Sonja, just badass warrior women that just go up against monsters and beheading creatures, you feel me? So Thema, the Queen of War is another dope series by us, and I can't wait for y'all to check it out.
From 615 Comics. Now that they got 96 backers to reach their goal, if you want to be one of them, you want to support that and check it out because it's taking place in the continents. In specifically, it felt like it was the Egypt before the Arabs came, and it looked everyone is Nubian, so that's where that character is from. And now she's in the present world. If you want to support it, go ahead on the Kickstarter. The link is in the chat right now. Someone said I've been following him and seldomly me communicating with him for a few years. Really cool dude. Okay, good to know. Good to know. You want to get into your stuff? Let's hear about these action figures, Darius, while I go refill my drink.
I really don't have much. I thought maybe D Stizzle would be here. Some of those others. For the people that do know, Let me see. Hasbro Plus did a live stream this morning, and during that live stream, why is that up? During that live stream, they showed their, yeah, we went early. Blue, what's up? They showed some of their figures, and this was really a god awful wave that Hasbro Plus gave us this morning, and they really should be ashamed of this wave. They have been on it, really have been on it since the start of this year, I thought. But some of these figures that they gave out today are not it. Now, this Hawkeye here, Bullseye Hawkeye, it's from the Dark Avengers comic. It's where you had Moonstone as Carol Danvers, you had Ares, you had Dakin, you had Sentry. Bullseye was Hawkeye, and this is the one they have given here. They said this should complete it, but they also said that they might update some others. So I'm pretty excited about this one. I will get this one. This one is for sure. I wish it would have came with an alternate head without the mask, where it was just Bullseye's face. But this works. This is still cool. This here, I will not be. I don't know. I doubt I'll be picking it up. This here is Lady Deadpool, comic version of Lady Deadpool. If I do pick this up, it'll be because she's honestly just in front of me. That's the only reason I'd pick her up. But Lady Deadpool, they showed that one, and then they gave Robbie Reyes. This was a Kickstarter that they originally tried to do. It was Robbie Reyes here with his I forget the name of his car that he drives, but they tried to do that as well. I doubt I'll be getting Robbie as well, just because. Yeah, the Hellraiser. I forget. I have the other two that they just came out with, so I'm good when it comes to any other versions of Ghost Rider. This is a version of U.S. Agent from Forceworks. Not the hypest on this one either. It's all right. I might get him just so I can put him with my West Coast Avengers team that I have. But yeah, and then they have this version of Psylocke here that they've given. And this is very basic, very, very basic. This is one of her second looks. I think this was the look that she was given. I think Wolverine made this in the comics. Wolverine made this armor for her after her fight with Sabretooth. So they have given that version. This is like her second outfit, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, in the comics. So yeah, this one, right? I mean, not pleased at all. I'll see. And like I said, every time we talk about Marvel Legends, or when I bring it up, I always say it's always a Spider-Man and there's always a Wolverine, and they've given the ultimate Wolverine. I will not be getting this one either because I absolutely just don't need it. But there are a lot of people that have been saying that this was a cool one, that they would like to add this to their collection just because it's, a different look on Wolverine. And Wolverine is just obviously a dope character, but I don't need it. I thought the Gamerverse Wolverine that they did was pretty spot on. And then you have Marina here from Alpha Flight. If you have the entire Alpha Flight team, which I'm still building mine out, but if you have the entire Alpha Flight team, this is kind of a must to get, just to complete teams if you're about doing that. And I'm really big on completing my teams. So, yeah, I'm going to probably get Marina. I don't know. Again, this is a very weak wave. This was a very weak presentation that Hasbro gave us this morning. Was not expecting it to be this shit. I was honestly expecting, because they're doing the last live stream they did. They gave us a 2-pack of Quicksilver and why am I blanking? Sorry, Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow. And it was from the Avengers Crossing comic, and they're doing that. So the next 2-pack is supposed to be with Wanda and Vision. It's supposed to be from that same Avengers Crossing. I do want that, but I was expecting maybe that was going to show up, and it didn't. So this is Marina. Like I said, she's got, yay. She's nothing special there at all, but she's pinless. She looks like, does she have Butterfly? I No, she didn't even have butterfly joints, so she's got a basic ass body. So this is a basic ass wave, like I said. I think this Wolverine has butterfly. Yeah, he does. This Wolverine has butterfly joints. To me, I think if they're charging us $28, $30 something after taxes, after you buy this figure, they all need to be updated. They need to be pinless. It needs to have butterfly joints. I need them to be able to the torso to be able to double crunch. These basic ass figures, like that Marina figure, not having this old ass 2019 body mold, and she's going to be $30 something. Despicable, Hasbro. And then this is the builder here. It's Box, which is another member of Alpha Flight. So you then have someone else to add to your Alpha Flight team. But is Box really worth getting all of these just to build him? I don't fucking think so at all. I thought this was going to be Colossus shirtless, which I would have definitely been worth, the grab. But no, that's not what they did. Then, of course, they showed the Rivals wave. This is their first time doing Rivals. They did the Gamerverse wave. Now they're doing the Rivals wave. I've never played Rivals, so really not that into it. But this here, the Punisher, I will get this. I'll get the Punisher. Get the Punisher one. He looks dope. He's it's really bulky. I like the big look on him. The alternate heads, the weapons, like it all. I won't get any of these others. This Moon Knight is ass. Is this Spider-Man with this new character here that they've created? What's her name? Luna Snow, ass. This Venom here that they've given with Jeff the Land Shark. This looks like something that you pick up in the ages 1 through 4 section at Target. Ass. They could have kept this. This whole thing was just terrible, 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 terrible. But that Punisher, whoever went and did that, rent was due. That was great. That was great. The rest of these, terrible. So shame on Hasbro today. Shame on Hasbro. Shame on them. And all this shit's going to be 32 and up. So that's my soapbox on.
Yeah, we need the butterfly
Hasbro.
joints.
Yeah, they do need those damn butterfly joints. Butterfly joints are needed. Man. I don't like when it's these old body molds because you can't do anything with them. Posing is the big thing. Like my figures are all this is probably the best I think my figures have ever looked because this is the biggest I've had of my studio and all the houses I've had. So posing them is a big thing, bro. Posing. If I can't pose them the way that I need them to look, yeah. So, but they look. Some of the ones too that they've given that haven't come out yet are looking good, but that just was a really shit wave. But that again, that's it. That's my soapbox. That's Marvel. That's our Marvel Legends. Hasbro. Do better.
Do better. Okay. Dolls? Perp? Dolls?
AAA. Collectibles. Perp. This entire room is worth thousands of dollars.
Do people know that though? Do people really know that? I don't know.
Do people really know that about what do you mean?
These could be faked. You could be someone who's just like, oh, this will look good on YouTube. I'm just gonna put this behind. Get a box from somebody who's not using his box anymore. Oh, this is actually really valuable. Do we really know?
No.
I don't know.
No.
I
have the let's see. I have the Toy Biz Build-A-Figure Giant Man that on eBay I believe is going for the highest right now, $1,300. That's $1,300 for one of the figures that I have. That's just an old Toy Biz builder that's really hard to get. I also have, he's not worth anything right now, and I will never open him until he is. Well, actually, I will never open him. I don't want him anyway. But the Blade figure that they just came out with of Wesley Snipes, don't open that. Give that a couple years. Let it sit in that box. It's Wesley Snipes 1. It's his last appearance that we're assuming his last appearance is Blade. Probably not, but maybe. One of his last appearances is Blade. And then you sell that. That's worth some money. I have a lot of other figures that are worth some good money. So yeah, not just dolls.
Where's your Avatar Team Aang figure collection?
Yeah, they don't have there's no there. It's not that they don't make them. They do make
They
them,
don't make.
but they don't. No, they make. They make. I don't know who. I don't know who is that is. I don't know if that's Mattel or what brand who does them. I know the ones I see. I don't like. They look like poop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to some of this Avatar stuff because you sent me this from Twitter and it says not that, but this. The full movie for Avatar has leaked on Twitter. Paramount is issuing DMCA takedowns, but the leaks have amassed nearly 10 million views. The film doesn't officially release for 6 months. Okay, we touched on this a couple of times. Like, we don't know how they know that there's been 10 million views. Do they mean the leaks amassed 10 million, like the things that are on TikTok and Twitter, like viewerships of the clips, or do they mean the whole movie?
I don't know. And even if you said the whole movie, how would you even know who's been sent what link to determine that 10 million views?
You could say that when Paramount took down the Twitter videos, sometimes Twitter will tell you how many times it's been viewed. And when they add it all up, it's been 10 million views.
Maybe. Because the whole movie was on what, TikTok at one point?
Wow. That person, whoever did that, they're brave. Like, the studio will come after you, bro. Unless you're in a country with no extradition, because it's the internet. And the second one you sent me here was from Carl Nawawakawa. I am so mad at the ATLA fandom. Apparently now the full movie has been entirely leaked because you lot are selfish assholes who have zero respect and only care about yourselves. If I see anyone post spoilers about the movie, you're getting an immediate block and report.
I just want to know what that means
Carl.
about, like, when he says you're going to get an immediate block and report. Like, what does that do to me? How does that affect my change anything?
Right? I've got my reasons for why I have to watch the movie, Carl. I saw it, and it's not my fault that it was leaked and spoiled. I would like to get it in pristine HD quality. I'd like to see it in the movie theaters. I'd like to get the best experience possible, but that's not the world we live in because someone at Nickelodeon or Paramount emailed the full movie to a journalist, and here's where we are.
Yeah, no. Carl was pretty pissed, but there's other people that are like that too. I've seen. Yeah, Carl's not playing today.
Is Carl a member of the Avatar community who I'm supposed to know about?
I have no idea who Carl is.
Carl's got 1,000 followers. He's 19 years old from Nigeria.
The comments under that are pretty funny. People were like, some people said, "Oh wow."
That's funny. Oh my god. No one cares.
Yeah, no one cares. The comments literally no one cares.
Oh, that's interesting. You should be happy. Maybe this will teach a new generation of artists to stay away from Paramount. It's a shame my favorite franchise is the Sacrificial Lamb, but holy shit, they cannot manage anything. I'm not happy. I hate Paramount with a burning passion, but you shouldn't force a new generation of artists to stay away from a potential job offering, especially when there aren't a lot of animation jobs out there these days. Well, I don't see the correlation. We're preventing people, a new generation of artists, from potential job offerings when we watch the movie. What?
No, I agree with what Nolan said.
Are they supposed to have access to the movie and not watch it? Hold on, let me laugh for a second. You're not supposed to have access at all. This didn't need to happen.
But it did. That's the point.
Yeah. Why not? Why shouldn't fans get to watch it? The artists and the voice actors are already paid, dumbass. Yet you guys will target AI artists and never mind. Let me see. Grow a pair, stop being a bee. F you, asshole. I hope you never live a happy life. That was like not productive at all. Just engage. What did we learn from this?
over the Avatar movie, like leaking how it affects Carl in any way. I'm really not sure.
It's not the fandom's fault, but Paramount's. They had the movie finished and ready months ago, and not even a lousy poster. And now this. For me, it was Paramount who leaked it to have an excuse to bury the franchise. It's that they've leaked it in high definition. You can't be that inept. Ooh, that's a good theory from Thalia.
Mm.
All the fandom had to do was wait. Yes, it's still entirely Paramount's fault for this, but the fandom cannot be this effing disrespectful.
That's crazy. I just don't understand that. What do you expect people to do? Like not see the movie that's literally in front of you? If it's given, because it was given to me, it was gifted. So once it was bestowed upon me, there was no way I was not going to watch it. Again, if Doomsday leaks right now, I'm watching it. I with any movie, it doesn't matter. It's gonna be Toy Story 5 leaked right now. I'm watching it. Doesn't matter.
The message should be, if you liked the Avatar movie, still remember to pay for the movie ticket, pay for the Paramount Plus, because that's how we can prove that we want more. Like that message. I understand that. I still got my gripes with giving Paramount money, but it just makes sense. 1 + 1 = 2. This though, how you? Yeah.
What Raymond just said, I agree. My version was HD too. I didn't have a shit
my
version.
version was 2 HD.
Yeah, I didn't have a shit version. My version was great. This person too that said your post literally changed nothing. No, it didn't. Like, just didn't. It didn't. Now I have this movie forever downloaded on my computer.
Yeah, Carl, take that. Let's get into the super. Secret Tunnel. $2 super. I'm to fly cam. So how was it? What's the villain's name? So in the beginning 10 minutes, we kind of talked about it, but we didn't get into too many details. We liked it for the most part. The villain name was Taga.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to see if, and I did like it, to answer your question, Cam. I thought it was good.
I liked it more.
Yeah, he did like it more than I did. But I did think I thought it was really good. And I want more from that group, more fleshed out, like Raymond and I agreed on, more of a fleshed out script there because I just feel as if the Avatar Team Aang was just the Aang gang were just kind of, I know Team Avatar, that's the name that everybody loves, but I like the Aang gang. They were just there, and I didn't like that they were just there. They had lines, they did things, but they were just there.
Cabbage guy was there for a second. Yeah,
that was cool.
He wasn't advanced enough. He was still carrying the load. I feel like his Cabbage corporation needed to be a little bit more advanced than just.
Oh, well, how are you going to advance if you never sell any cabbages because some catastrophic shit is happening to you daily where your cabbages are all over the place?
Because in Korra, his company grows a lot bigger.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
See, I don't remember a lot from Korra. Not at all. Should I go watch Korra again?
Yeah, you could watch Korra again. You've only had one watch of it?
Yeah.
Like 10 years ago? Yeah, that's great. You're going to experience it brand new. Things you forgot, you'll like again. You should do it. After Static Shock on May 1st.
What is Korra on? Netflix?
That probably would be the one, wouldn't it? Mm-hmm. That's where Avatar is.
We shall see.
We shall see. Well, thank you to Carl for that segment. If I worked on a movie and the studio leaked it, I'm a sue because I didn't work hard on the project. To have it be free now, someone else can make bread off my work. No, if you're a creator who did it, you don't own the IP. You're just the guy who created it. Paramount always had ownership of it. You must have it on like paper, the same way Scarlett Johansson had it on paper that this must be a wide theatrical release. She had that written, and so when Disney didn't do it and they did it on Disney Plus, she took him to court. I think they settled it, or they just agreed that she's right and gave her money.
I think they settled. No, I thought she won.
She won because they settled.
Oh, did they?
Like, and I don't think it even went to court where someone was deemed guilty, or it just was. We understand she's right, and that she got her money. So she won, yes, with the settlement, with the agreement. All of this is really Paramount's fault. Give Korra another chance. She's no Aang, but it got better as it went along. Season 3 was amazing.
I'll watch it again. I'll give it another watch.
Entertainment law
Settlement.
is so interesting. This is what has hurt a lot of creatives in history, especially black ones. That's too bad, though. This had to be sabotage or something. Paramount is the inept. Paramount is not this inept. Paramount did this to sabotage. I'm gonna go with that theory.
Okay, so what is it with Avatar Studios that Paramount has their issues with?
The correlations between Palestine, oppressed, oppressor, living in harmony, not living in harmony, like everything in the real world that Ellison family loves and supports and wants, the Avatar franchise was against.
I see here. I'm not sure why they went with Paramount to begin with. The Ellisons didn't own it when they signed with Paramount.
Right.
How unfortunate. There's got to be somebody that sees the success or sees the value outside of Paramount Studios in the Avatar.
Netflix?
Yeah, but Netflix is doing their own thing with Avatar.
And when they're done doing their own thing with Avatar,
When they're done doing their own thing with Avatar,
hear me now? When they're
I
done
don't
doing
know.
thing with Avatar and they're done this live action thing for like maybe give it 2 years, they'll say, "Wow, what a success! Let's do more with Avatar." Brian and Mike do an animated thing where Aang is about a lot older. It worked that time. Fans loved it then. We'll take it now. So Netflix will keep it alive, not Paramount. Netflix.
You talking about with Mike and Brian?
I'm talking about the Avatar franchise. Yes, they're gonna say to Brian Konetsky and Mike Dante DiMartino, they're gonna say, "Come into our offices, guys. You just did like 7 seasons of The Dragon Prince. We loved what happened during lockdowns when Avatar came to Netflix and it got lots of viewership, and we even like the live action Avatar we just did. Can you guys do adult Aang again for another movie, and we'll pay you?" And then the Netflix will just give it to them, and they'll say yes, and they'll take it, and everyone wins.
So what would be the difference? What would be the difference? Why would we come back to Netflix when we already signed this deal and then you strayed away from our vision and decided to do your own thing with the live action? That's why they ultimately left in the beginning. So why are we now coming back to you? For you to lie to us again and tell us, let's do this, and then we come back, sign again. It's like, oh, let's change your vision. We've been down this road with Netflix.
They'd have to get creative control of it and make it so that this situation doesn't happen again. But they were partners with Netflix for The Dragon Prince for many years. I'm not sure that the bridge is burned like you may think it is.
May not be. May not be. Have Mike or Brian said anything about the live action from Netflix?
I haven't seen it.
Praised it. praised it, snuffed it. I think silence speaks volumes also.
They don't do many interviews anyways.
You don't have to do interviews just to say, hey, our creation that you were over there playing with, what you guys did, that looks good. Or, hey, that looks like shit.
Chill Spot corrects me that was Aaron. He was the head writer for ATLA, and he was involved with Dragon Prince. Damn, I thought they created that one too. My bad. Well, they better get Aaron on the phone and say, why don't you guys work together like you did in 2006? And they'll say, yeah.
So I think when it comes down to business and money, everything is on the table. Yeah, I mean, we always, I use John Boyega as the perfect example. John Boyega spent years bashing Disney and his Star Wars experience just for the rumor to be that apparently enough zeros have been put behind the conversation to get him back into Star Wars if the Rey movie ever does truly come to fruition.
Well, he better be a Jedi in that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, if they were going to do something more, they need to split from Paramount. If Paramount is not feeling the vibe and vision that is Avatar, so they would need to find somebody that's going to have their vision back up and let those boys work. Because now I don't even know if we get any of the other stuff that they've said outside of the show. I guess the show that's still coming. It was also rumored that Zuko movie and some other stuff. I don't remember what was on that little timeline that they had.
The Zuko movie is less interesting than the Aang movie featuring Zuko. Know who your main character is, everybody.
Yeah, but no one's saying you can't have. You just had an Aang movie. Boom, you just saw it. All right, now cool. Let's do a Zuko film. You can have Aang
With
and
Aang.
Zuko. I don't think you need Aang.
Ooh, that's bold. Aang can't show up in the Zuko film?
He can show up, but I don't think you need Aang to drive a Zuko film. Zuko was interesting all on his own. Zuko Zuko is the most interesting arc in all of ATLA, in my opinion.
The 73 win Warriors team could win a lot of their games without Klay Thompson. They could win a couple of those games without Klay and Steph, and just Draymond and the team could lead. But if you want to get the best results, you got to use your best players. And I would have Aang, Sokka, Zuko, Katara in the movie for this Zuko movie, even though it's a Zuko movie.
Well, that was not a good example. There's no way the 73 and whatever Warriors, I forget what their record was, could have won without Klay or without Steph and had that record. I get what you're saying. Not a good example.
There's some games that they could have won against the Detroit Pistons during that era. They could have beaten them without Steph and Klay.
But they wouldn't be the 73 Warriors. That was the whole point, right? That they were the 73 and whatever Warriors. Without Steph and Klay, they do not have that record.
You're right. That's absolutely right. Let's get to the super chat.
From the gate now.
Cash rules everything around me. Green get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. I'm Too Fly says, so Zuko is married in the movie? May can kick rocks. Wait, what do you mean May can kick rocks? He's not married to May? Well, who does he marry?
I don't know. Did they not allude to that he was married to? I don't know. Didn't really go into that, did they? They showed up to the Fire Nation and dude read the letter to him. Aang's calling. I gotta go.
I need the big gun. Exactly. Chill. Zero ball knowledge. Come on, brother. Thanks, Cap O'Donnell. What do I have no ball knowledge on? What am I lacking on? May? May
Your
Cuck
statement.
the May thing?
No. Your statement. He's talking about the statement on the Warriors.
Nah, bro. It just didn't land with you. It's okay. You don't need to have your big players to win the games, but you'd been winning by a lot more points when you faced the Detroit Pistons if Steph and Clay were on that team on that night.
You don't need your big players to win games.
Yeah, sometimes those Heatles
That is just
could
still
have
not a
LeBron
true
and Chris Bosh.
statement.
Chris Bosh and LeBron could sit those games, but Dwayne Wade with Udonis Haslem and the rest of the guys could still win a game against those Charlotte Bobcats.
So you're referring to games where you see like the superstars sit out the game because of, oh, we have another bigger game coming or whatever. Or, oh, I'm taking a break this game.
The Pistons are good now. Don't worry. You don't
Let's
get the
use
analogy.
the example
Neither
here.
does Cap
No, I
O'Donnell.
get what
It's
you're.
okay.
I get.
No, you don't.
I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. You're saying even if you don't, like you said, if you don't have Stephen Clay in the game, and let's see who was a shit team that around that time. I don't know. And they play a shit team. The bench players can still win the game. Yeah, because you're playing a shit team. What's your point?
In the analogy, I don't want to explain the analogy. It's fine. You don't understand who I'm calling Steph. You're okay. You're fine. We're good.
Yeah, you're calling Ang Steph.
Okay. I was. You're right.
Yeah, I know. So it's not as if that's why I hate when you do that. You make it sound like as if I don't understand, as if I'm beneath the knowledge of understanding what you're saying. I get what you're saying. It just doesn't make sense.
Okay.
There was no way that, and I get what you're saying. Again, if there were games that Steph and Clay may have set out, but regardless, without those two, you are still not those Warriors.
You're right. They're not the Warriors at full strength. You're right.
If you're saying Zuko is Clay, then how the hell can't Zuko lead a film on his own?
Zuko
without Clay. Hold on, without Clay, if you're saying Zuko's Clay, right? Is that what you're saying? I want to make sure before I say this.
I wasn't calling Zuko any of the players. I was calling the Avatar franchise the Golden State Warriors, and the Avatar franchise can win, just like the Golden State Warriors can win without Steph, without Avatar Aang. So it can be done, yes. But like, why don't you use your best players and then you would get more money, or you'd win by more points?
Okay, you didn't explain it like that the first time, but see, now that makes more sense. I don't know if this is a cat and mouse game that you played, but that's not how you explained it the first time. Had you just said that the first time, there wouldn't have been the back and forth.
Man of the hour, Lawrence is in the building. Chill. Did you like the movie? I like the movie a lot. I don't know if it was a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10. Great movie. Gonna see it again. Can't wait. Gonna clear some storage space. Make sure that, you know what I want them to do though? Extend the scenes. Give us more scenes of the movie. That'd be nice to see, because it's got to be different, right? They got to give people a reason to actually get the Paramount subscription. It's not like the one that leaked. This movie is an hour and 50 minutes, and so we get to see more from Zuko and then Toph and everyone else.
8 out of 10 for me. I liked it. But I wasn't blown away. Not enough for a double watch. If I watch it again, it'll be a minute. Haven't seen it when the movie drops officially. If you're talking about Avatar, it doesn't drop till October unless they decide to, just say fuck it, drop it.
Well, Star Wars news. There's a new Star Wars show out. with Darth Maul as the lead protagonist, and I don't see anyone talking about it. This brand is so unbelievably dead. Can't wait to find out it is doing worse numbers than Starfleet Academy.
And I don't know this to be true or anything like that, but I do. He is absolutely right. What were we just arguing about with Mando and Grogu? No one's talking about it. I think that's what we got into it with, and people are going back and forth with me in the chat about how I judge success. Even though I love it, I'm going to hold it to the same standards. No one's talking about this show. It may have 100% on Rotten Tomatoes for the audience and critic scores and whatever. No one is watching the show. It's not being talked about, and it is one of the single greatest pieces of Star Wars that Disney has given under the Disney umbrella that they've given us, period, since animated wise, since Clone Wars season 7, and no one's discussing it.
Clone Wars went 6 seasons initially. And with enough good word, with enough people who found out, no, this isn't just a cartoon for kids, more viewership has happened. More viewership even when it was not airing anymore. When it first came to Disney Plus, people were giving it a shot and watching it through the first time. So if it's something is good like that, it will have life afterwards. And all people care about when it comes to streaming, these services like Disney Plus, all they care about is watch time, not necessarily watch time the week it releases. Well, while that is important to justify a season 2 and a season 3, but if this thing is a watch time getter, they love it. Like Moana came out in 2016. Lion King, Little Mermaid came out way before Disney Plus launched. But they go, ooh, yes, this is a great watch time accumulator. And that's what Darth Maul's legacy will be afterwards. It'll be one of those, are you a new Star Wars fan? Here's what you need to watch. There's the Star Wars movies, which are watch time eaters, of course. And then there's the Clone Wars, Rebels, Shadow Maul. No, they're not saying go watch Resistance, some of the other shows. It's Clone Wars, Rebels, Shadow Lord Maul. Doesn't need the viewership just now. And then as long as it can keep being good, let's give it like 3 more weeks. And then by the time we get to the 10th, 9th, and 10th drop on the same day, we might see an increase in viewerships. They might see it. We won't see it at all because we don't have those numbers.
Yeah, they may. With Clone Wars though, the stuff with Clone Wars was how long? Disney got Clone Wars with season 6, and then they canceled it. So they did one botched season because it was a very botched season. It wasn't what Dave wanted to do at all. They had to condense that season down to 6 episodes, I believe, juxtaposed to what it was originally getting on Cartoon Network in episodes per season. Then for us to be told by Disney, yeah, we're canceling that. It came back in season 7, which was also botched because you didn't allow them to do season 6 the way it was supposed to be done. Even though season 7 is still great. The viewership on Clone Wars, juxtaposed to what's going on with Maul, is Clone Wars. We were waking up at 2 a.m. This is around that COVID time. I remember that, and I remember WandaVision very clearly. Because season 7, we thought we were never going to see that. That was just nothing. That was never happening. Just for them to surprise us with season 7, then they dropped the amazing reveal that Ahsoka was back. Then we found out that we're doing the whole Maul stuff, continuing on from the comic. So that season, I can't compare it to this in terms of viewership at the time, because we were waking up at 2 a.m. to have discussions about it, to watch it. No one's doing that for Maul. Sad, but no one's doing that for Maul. So yeah, the viewership over time may accumulate and people may want to come back to it and things like that. I've seen YouTube videos of people saying, I thought Clone Wars was a kiddie show until I watched season 4. And oh my gosh, my mind was blown. These are people that have come back to the show after it being on streaming for some time. So yeah, you do have that, but I cannot compare Clone Wars to Maul in terms of the right now viewership, because in the right now of Clone Wars season 7, discussions were happening. In the right now of Maul, there are no discussions happening.
Look, season 2 was a green lit before episode 1 even dropped. They're sticking with it.
Oh yeah, they're sticking with it. Yeah, I'm sure they're going to go all the way to probably Kira. We'll probably get to Kira. We're going to see Dryden Voss. We're going to see the whole, Crimson Dawn, Criminal Underworld, the Shadow. We're going to see it all because but this is 14 years before we see him again in Rebels. So that's 14 years unaccounted for. So I'm sure they're going to do more. I'm not saying the show's not great. I think the show is, bar none, some of the best shit Star Wars has given. But I did say before it even came out, the unfortunate real facts of the show is no one's going to watch it.
Low viewership. Yep.
It's unfortunate because I think it's, like I said, it's phenomenal. And
Darth
it just
Maul's
keeps
awesome.
getting better.
I think we are in an era where there's niche audiences the masses won't watch, but the people the show is for will watch. And dropping episodes Monday is kind of dumb because WWE owns Monday nights. That's why.
Yeah, I think dropping them on Monday is also dumb. Drop them on Friday, maybe even Wednesday. That's what they were doing for all Star Wars shows at the beginning. Boba Fett did a Wednesday. Obi-Wan did Wednesday. At one point in time, they were doing Clone Wars on Wednesday. They were doing Bad Batch on Wednesday. So now I don't know, but they've moved them. But yeah, no, like I said, the show's great. It has the potential to really flesh out a lot more. And I mean, if we're doing Talon, you have to flesh out a lot more. I don't necessarily know if we're ever going to do the point where he actually reaches Palpatine. I doubt it. But the idea that this could go on because this is, again, what George kind of wanted in his vision. This could go on for some time is exciting. And I'm glad they're sticking with it because it is great.
They should have done a Vader animated series if they wanted actual ratings and attention. Right. But we chose to go with story. If ratings and stuff mattered, they wouldn't have greenlit season 2 before season 1. Everybody watches wrestling. I did like the first 2 episodes better. Are you excited for WrestleMania? Medium excitement. Kathleen Kennedy left such a bad taste in people's mouth. When it comes to Star Wars, it's going to take a while. There's a little truth to that. But the ones who are going to watch animated Star Wars were always going to watch animated Star Wars, even when Kathleen Kennedy was there.
Only thing about Vader with them I don't care for is they use Vader as a scapegoat every time, and I just can't stand it. We're shitting our pants, shit's not going our way, but here's Vader. We'll shamelessly plug him in somewhere where it doesn't fucking make sense. So here he is, and we'll break canon to do it. We don't give a damn. Like I said, Vader's... with the use of Vader and Obi-Wan, so unnecessary.
Obi-Wan is not canon. Blue says that's a Disney Plus issue. They're horrible streaming service. Whoever runs their marketing department, gotta go.
They are a horrible streaming service. Horrible streaming service. Like I said, I saw somebody that I felt validated because there was somebody on TikTok and they had like all these likes on it saying the same thing I always complain about. When I'm watching Disney Plus after I watch like 4 episodes, 5 episodes, whatever it is, they don't give you the fucking option to click. Are you, like Netflix, are you still watching? Or yes or no? Don't ask again. Don't ask again and just play the whole thing. Play it. Even if I'm not here, if I'm here, play it. Sleep, play it. Disney, no. After 4 episodes, that shit will stay on that main screen for you to click play. And it's not you get to click play and then it recognizes, okay, you're still watching, so I'm going to continue to play the next episode. You got to click play on the next episode, then the next episode. If you want it to continue playing, you got to go all the way back to the main title menu of Disney Plus. Then go back into what you were. It's when I tell you I'm paying whatever the fuck I'm paying, and that is a frustration that really irritates the hell out of me. It's frustrating. It's like you have a really shit service. Now there's other shit things, but that's my shit that bothers me about them.
Yep, I'm excited about it. But I noticed it's not on the front page unless you look it up and add it to your watch list. What is on the front page of Disney? What's happening that they have to plug? Star Wars and Marvel are having the same issues. The series is Filoni giving his boy Sam Witwer a good paycheck.
Wrong. Not correct. What they are doing with Maul Shadow Lords is bringing George's original vision to light. Something to do with Sam. Sam is just great at what he does as Maul.
You think they'll dive into the history lore of Vader and its Emperor using Maul to teach him to train the Inquisitors?
Wait, what? Do you think that
I
they'll
think the
dive
main
into
character is
history
Maul.
sauce lore of Vader and the Emperor using Maul to teach and train? No, it's Vader that teaches and trains the Inquisitors and the Grand Inquisitor.
Okay. If I have to pick between Disney Plus and Netflix, I'm picking Netflix. Disney Plus and HBO Max, I pick HBO Max. Yeah, Lawrence, but you're supposed to. This is my advice, everyone. One streamer at a time. Don't always be subscribed to the same one. And then, after 3 months worth of being with these guys, then you go, oh my God, look what's on Peacock. Oh, go look what's on that one. Look what's on that one. You save a lot of money. Nothing really is must see right away. You really could have chilled on His and Hers on Netflix. You could have waited for this show, Shadow Lords. You could have waited for a lot of things, and just choose one at a time. Black Eyed Peas, man, I don't know. Is Sonic black? That's all I got. They're having a conversation in the chat. I'm sleep. Play it. George original version was Maul dying on episode 1. He even said so. Yeah, then he retconned it. What about George's vision? Why is there all this Maul stuff?
That is not what George's vision was for Maul. And this is a 6-year-old. This is a 6-year-old conversation. I could, again, like Arthur with you, I could bring it up. I'm not going to, because it is Googleable, YouTubeable, ChatGTBable, whatever it is able, so you can find it. But this is a 6-year-old conversation. George's original vision for Maul was to have Maul return and be the villain for his next saga. It did evolve after killing him, and which is things that we've gotten to see in glimpses and things in Clone Wars and things like that. But no, he wanted Maul to come back and be the villain that was going to be fighting other fractions for power, for the vacuum of power, after the death of the Emperor and Vader in episode 6. So once they had died in episode 6, now I'm not saying that he thought about this during the Phantom Menace, but once they had died during episode 6, actually, yes, he did. Then he was going to have him and Talon be the overall arching villains of 6, 7, and 8. So this is not, again, that's all Googleable, brother.
You're watching Chillmonger and Planet Fanatics on the afternoon woke up. Adria Ajora has been casted in Man of Tomorrow. What? In the middle of our live stream, did news just break? We cut over to the Hollywood Reporter, and let's read. Man of Tomorrow, Adria Arjona wins role in Superman's sequel exclusive. The Superman movie is the next DC Studios to go into production. I see that, but what role is she playing? Why wasn't the headline she's playing Wonder Woman or whoever she is? Let's read this. Let's read this article. Put me on the side too. It says, after several rounds of screen tests, Adria Arjona has been chosen for the mystery role in DC Studios' sequel to Superman. Hey, didn't James Gunn say like a week ago that there's no truth to any of these? What did he say?
Don't believe James.
She's been chosen for the sequel. It was previously reported that the character was comic anti-heroine Maxima, but it's unknown if that is correct. DC Studios had no comment. You know what I'd also like, though? To tell me we gave them 12 hours or we gave them a day. Let me know how long you had, because you can't just send them an email, 5 minutes passes, and then you post this article. DC had no comment. You know what I mean? Earlier in April, a quartet of finalists screen tested in Atlanta, including Eva Di Domancini, Sydney Chandler, and Grace Van Patten. David Corrin Sweat returns as Superman. With Nicholas Holt Luthor, the enemies team up to take on the threat of Brainiac, played by Lars Edinger. Do you know who Lars Edinger is? With a slew of Superman stars returning, such as Rachel Brosnahan, Lois Lane, Skylar Gizando, Jimmy Olsen, Sarah Sampiepio, Eve Tessmacher, Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl, Guy Gardner as Nathan Fillion, and put the T on your face, put the T on your face. It's Mr. Terrific. It's Mr. Terrific. T on the face, T on the face.
That is awful.
Lantern star Aaron Pierre will also be on the call sheet, reprising his role as light-skinned Green Lantern John Stewart. So it's Black Snape and it's light-skinned John Stewart. That's their names. If Arjona is indeed Maxima, it portends a more cosmic nature for this DC outing. Writer Roger Stern and artist George Perez introduced Maxima in the pages of Action Comics 645 and 89. She's an alien queen who has been both an antagonist and a potential love interest for Superman. That'd be interesting. Like, I feel like he's too in love with Lois, though. Maybe he's like, you got to stop reporting on me. Damn, sometimes I just want to go to space and just get out of here. I need Maxima. Gunn wrote Man of Tomorrow for a July 9, 2027 release. It is the sequel to Superman, which grossed $618 million globally last year. DC has Supergirl up next in June, with the horror-tinged Clayface dated for April. I thought Clayface was happening in October. Dated for April. And Batman Part 2 is October of 2027. Clayface is coming in April? Like this year?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
No.
I believe they just finished filming not too long ago.
Arjona last year appeared in the acclaimed second season, blah, 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 blah. She has high profile movies in post-production, yada, 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 yada. Okay. I know who she is. Thoughts?
I don't have any thoughts on this particular actress playing Maxima. Man of Tomorrow is interesting, of course, because it's not Clayface, it's not Creature Commandos, it's not obscure, dumb people that are outside of the league. So this is something I will be checking out. And again, I still believe Jean's showing up. I think that casting is going to be happening as well, or they just X Jean from the story. But what a good way to bring on, get in more members of the league, and let's start seeing more of those members of the league. So, do I have an idea or thought on Maxima? No. If this were Wonder Woman, I'd have a thought. If this were Flash, I'd have a thought or something like that. And I get that this is a part of the Man of Tomorrow film, and that's all. Still a part of that whole Justice League thing that they're doing. I do not have a thought on Maxima, though. I think the only thought I have on this is James, once again, needs to stay offline and stop trying to debunk shit. Just let shit go. You do not have to get online and look stupid and say, well, that's not happening. And then when it comes out that it actually happened, just don't say anything.
See, now I got to read that quote again and see if he told a lie or he just left something out. Like, you know how people can speak and wiggle and do that? I think that's what James Gunn did. I want to read the quote again. I just forget where to look to find it.
He said,
he
said something around the bout of just like, I never met with any of those. We didn't meet with any of those names or something like that.
Yeah. He said, I never met them. It doesn't mean they couldn't have auditioned, even though you never met, right? You could have had a Zoom. You could have had, they could have sent in tapes and you never met them. There's so many ways that you can get around that. Super chat.
I take what's mine and take some more. It rains, it pours, it rains, it pours. Yeah.
I'm Too Fly Cam. She better be playing Wonder Woman. Gunn is finally going. It looks like she's not playing Wonder Woman. It looks like she's playing Maxima, because Nexus Point News also has an exclusive. How could they both have exclusives, huh? This was from January 19 of 2026. Where's the part where it says Adria? It doesn't say anything. They're exclusive. Never mind. Ignore what I just did right now. I thought that was more recent. Forget it. I effed up. Found the wrong article. She said, I don't either. Yes, I would love to see an interchange with them. The Hollywood Reporter says mystery role, and Deadline, who got called out, is saying Maxima. They're owned by the same company, though. Variety also has an article that came out 10 minutes ago, too. She's a great actress, but I never liked her for Diana. She's too small. Did y'all see the leaked images of Walmart's Superman party items? Nah, didn't see it yet.
Mhm.
Vader is much more. It's a fake out. Has to be. Let gun cook. Whatever it is, so let us know in the comments because this was a good, interesting news item to have here. Adriana,
When is Gun gonna
everyone
get in the
stand-
kitchen? I mean, we keep saying let Gun cook. Gun's got to get in the kitchen to do that, or at least go get some of the recipes he needs to cook, which he does already have all the recipes too. He doesn't have to go buy anything. He's got the keys to the ship. Just get in the fucking kitchen and cook. He's yet to do it.
See, you just didn't watch Peacemaker. If you did, you'd be like, huh, what a satisfying meal from James Gunn.
Ah,
It's okay. Everyone has their preferences. Maybe when he does the Batman movie eventually, you'll like that. But I don't think you're going to be very invested in DC right now.
Gun been in the
Sure.
kitchen. Oh my lord! But Blue will come in here and tell me some shit about Doomsday gonna fail, but Gun been in the kitchen. Ah,
He has
ah.
all his characters, but Milestone. True. I need Wonder Woman to be more built, as to speak. Tall, strong, formidable. Every actor can
On
get
that
stronger. Actress.
that conversation y'all were having up there before, I'm sure the replies come to me about what I just said. I don't think to Perp. I don't think Vader. I agree with these two. Two Fly Cam, and she loves fantasy. That Darth Vader would not see Maul as an equal, and I don't think Maul would see Vader as an equal. I think Maul sees anybody that has taken his place, Dooku, Vader, or any of the others. Well, those are only two, as people that stole something that was rightfully his. He knew about the Clone Wars. He knew somewhat about the Clone Wars, what Palpatine told him. He didn't know everything. He didn't know that they were, going to turn and all that kind of stuff, but he knew something. So I think he looks at those people as like, you stole my future, so I hate you. But on the gun conversation, no replies to me. Oh, wait. Blue said, whoa, I never said Doomsday would fail. Blue, did you not say Doomsday would fail? Thought you were one of the ones that said Doomsday is not going to do so good. Or there's what was your complaint with Doomsday then? And no, Cornelius, technically, if you want to get that deep into it, Maul was not the original. Maul was just something for Palpatine to use until he could fabricate, because it is widely suggested that Palpatine created the midichlorians or manipulated the midichlorians inside Shmi to even create Vader. So not a fabricated puppet. No, I said that the story is all over the place and that the Marvel brand was down. Well, excuse me. I thought you were one of the Doomsday. I could have swore you were one of the Doomsday haters. But forgive me. But no, to your original response, Gun is not in the kitchen. You're not in the kitchen. You're not in the kitchen serving Clayface. You're not in the kitchen serving season 2 of Creature Commandos. You're not in the kitchen cooking Supergirl that ain't nobody talking about either. People are talking about Supergirl?
No, I was going to talk about something else, like the Michael Jackson movie. Do you feel like people are talking about that?
Absolutely not. I think people are talking about it in the way of, I think Michael fans are talking about it. I think people are talking about it in the way of negative things, as far as at least what I'm seeing. I can't speak for everybody's timelines. From what I'm seeing a lot of people saying that they didn't promote it well. I'm seeing now outside of the red carpet premiere that they just had, there were a lot of good things swirling around that. There were a lot of good things that came out after that, the premiere and things like that. Do I still think that Michael, especially after what John Campea gave the other day after the CinemaCon presentation they gave, they've already said that this is already going to be the highest grossing biopic, a personal biopic, musical biopic of all time. And I've been saying that it's Michael Jackson, despite the people talking about it or not. It's Michael Jackson. We're not. I can't compare Michael Jackson to what were we just talking about? Peacemaker, Clayface. Yeah, it's not the same lane.
All right. Do you think people are talking about Project Hail Mary? Medium.
That first week, those first few weeks when it first dropped, yeah, I think the conversation slowed down a little bit, but when it first dropped, yeah, I think that people were definitely talking about it.
Okay. Project Hail Mary is doing great numbers, and their second week drop is nothing. The third week drop was nothing. Like they're actually sustaining. I think they're at 500 million right now. Big budget, but I think they'll be fine. It was like a 200 million budget. Project Hail Mary just crossed $500 million, 500 million.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's not getting that much chatter. I could say the same with the Avatar movie with the blue people. It's not getting much chatter. Sometimes whether a movie is being talked about or not doesn't matter. Sometimes, but it helps. I feel everyone's talking about Avengers Doomsday though. Less so than Spider-Man Brand New Day. A lot of people gravitated towards GI robot character. Well, how about Sony's
Why does
presentation?
Gunn get the smoke when Safran is also one of the CEOs and actual producer? I give Gunn the smoke because one, he's the president. And I give Gunn the smoke because he also comes online chronically and tries to debunk shit and talks too much and says this is going to happen or that's going to happen and then that doesn't happen and then this doesn't happen. And we're shitting out constantly these obscure fucking characters. And I don't know why I have to say this every time. It's my complaint every time I talk about Gunn. It's simply because you have a full keyboard, sir. You have every letter to use on your keyboard. You've got every comma, you've got every number, you've got a space bar, you've got enter. You if this was Monopoly, you own every single house on every single block. You're the banker, you're everything. So you have all the toys to play with. No one's stopping you from playing with these toys. The only person stopping you is yourself. And you're choosing to dig at the bottom of the barrel of your toy chest and blindly pull up something and say, well, this is who we're going to use. Instead of looking in your toy box and saying, gee, willikers, guys, we've got gods we can play with. But we're going to go play with Clayface. That's my issue. So that's why I'm not going at Safran, because Safran's not, I don't believe Safran's telling Gunn, let's do Clayface. He might agree, yeah, that's cool, Clayface, whatever. I'm a money guy.
So the smoke is about him is about him talking more than his movies. So you think Gunn can put out Batman?
What do you mean? Do I think Gunn can put out Batman? I don't understand. He's the president of DC. Do you think that I can? I'm confused.
Because of the Matt Reeves movie, there's already some Batman taken. Like he is restricted by Batman.
Then don't do Batman right now. Batman is not the only one a part of the original Justice League. You still got Wonder Woman. We haven't even talked about the mascara. When was the last time we heard something about Paradise Lost? Nobody? Yeah, because we haven't. When's the last time you heard about Flash? When he said we're probably not gonna do Flash for what? He said another 3 to 4 years. Why?
I think they think it's too close to the other Flash movie. There's
That's
probably
crazy.
a legal reason that I don't know about.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. I don't, and I doubt there's a legal issue. You own.
Then it's a
the
budget
keys.
issue.
What's the budget issue?
That David Zaslav will not be giving you 3 movies this year with $150 million each for these budgets, and he's restricting
okay,
him to,
so
you got to prove it first with Superman, you got to prove it next with Supergirl, then you prove it with Man of Tomorrow, and then when we see that you actually make money, we'll let you do big
that's
budget
a brilliant
movies.
formula. I like that. That's great. That's great. We don't do $300 million movies a year. Prove it with Superman this year. Let's go Wonder Woman next year. Let's go Flash the next year. Let's go somebody. Let's not do these obscure characters. No one told you to do 4 movies in 1 year. No one's asking for that. I'm not asking for that.
I think you're halfway accepting what I'm putting down. The Clayface movie, which is a 30 million budget, whatever it is, it's low. That doesn't affect the big budget movie limitation of 1 per year.
And that's just assuming that that is something David Zaslav has put on the table.
It's got to be.
It doesn't have to be, but it's an
I
assumption.
have a strong inclination that that's what's going on here. Instead of him doing the big heavy hitters, it's not by choice that he's going, yes, Clayface or Jimmy Olsen TV series. I think he knows he's only allowed to play with this
know
much
that I
money.
agree with you on that. I don't know that I agree with you on that. When it comes to, I mean, James, we've seen this. James likes these type of characters. He thrives off of it. He doesn't want to do, I mean, he did Superman because he really wanted to do Superman, but he's not wanting to do these big characters like that. He wants to do these characters that don't get a lot of love. Like you, so you think that Sergeant Rock wasn't like a passion thing for him? You think that that was?
I never said that. I know he likes and appreciates the peacemakers and the smaller characters, and so he's pleased with doing these movies. But it doesn't mean that restriction I'm putting forward. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Also, like I just saw Zaslav experience 4 DC movies from the DCEU, all suck or perform poorly, and so Zaslav is not about to go. Okay, James, here's enough money.
I don't
to do
believe
4
that
big
Zaslav is
budget
going to do that
movies.
either. I agree with you. I don't agree. I don't think that Zaslav is going to do that either. But I also kind of push back on the whole. I get what you're saying. Even though we watched 4 DC films, he watched 4 DCU films, DCEU films fail. That was under a different regime, under somebody completely different. Now I'm giving it to somebody that's come in with this vision, all this kind of stuff, blah 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 blah. Also, we also don't know that that is even on the table, that he gave him that restriction. We don't know that there is a restriction.
I think the business speaks. I think he looks at even Marvel movies, and that superhero bubble has popped because Brave New World's not making much. Thunderbolts, some of the other movies that they saw not really kill it. I think this understanding is okay. Superhero movies are not the bee's knees like they are. You get to do one big one per year. Okay. Hey, can I do a Clayface movie? It'll be like $30 million. Trust me, I'll make the money back. And then he gets that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, like I said, we'll see. I mean, first of all, the next big test is in May, correct? Isn't that Supergirl?
Yeah, in June.
June. Next big test is in June. I don't think he passes that test in June because why? You think so? You think Supergirl is going to fly with soaring colors?
Why did it have to be the exact extreme? He just said it won't pass the test, and then because I said he goes, "Oh, he's gonna do the flying colors." I didn't say that.
Don't put the inflection on that because I definitely didn't take it there. I said, you think that? You think it's going to soar with flying colors?
Yeah, I don't think it'll soar with flying colors either. No, but will
okay.
it fail? I'm not sure to say it will fail. If it does perform less than profitability, it won't be by much. It'll be only $400 million movie. If it doesn't reach profit, it'll only fail by a little bit if it fails. Yeah, I don't see flying colors. I don't see $1 billion with Supergirl.
No, I'm not saying 1 billion. I'm not saying 1 billion. I just don't think
I don't see 800.
I don't see that either.
Supergirl will be good, but box office is going to struggle just because of where it's placed. Yeah, I just hope it's good. And then, if merchandise sells and all that good stuff that comes with movies that are not box office, that'll be helpful. But I'm Mando Grogu, I keep saying 500. This thing I can see doing.
Yeah, see
500.
That's a thing right there too. This is my issue. Instead, we're getting a grounded Yellowstone Western version of the Lanterns, where they're going to be in dirty jeans, collared jean jackets, opened with a shirt on under it, walking in the desert, beefing it out with the local ranger.
What in tarnation?
Instead of some galactic space battle that could have been on the big screen, introducing John, and then we could have seen John again in Man of Tomorrow. But no, we said, let's do this Yellowstone ass version of lanterns. Ye doggies. So no. That's just I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear, because again, you all are probably still there. I'm past this age or era of, ooh, let's do some grounded shit, or ooh, I want to see let's do more. No. I don't want to see my space galactic fucking heroes grounded in some Yellowstone version of Green Lanterns. No thanks. Not interested. And the part that bugs me is the head writer or director or whoever the fuck said, oh, I've seen people complaining that don't worry, there's space stuff. There's space stuff with a core that comes from space? Huh. Okay.
John's first story was grounded.
I'm just being negative. I haven't seen the show. I've seen the trailer, and that's where we're supposed to form an opinion, correct? Or am I living in an alternate reality that you don't live in? When they present a trailer, it then gives us the opportunity to present our opinions. My opinion from the trailer is I don't want to watch Yellowstone Green Lanterns.
Member for 1 month. Thank you, Jay. Well, whether you want to watch it or don't want to watch it, Mr. Al-Kabilan, with the budgetary constraints, there's only so many times I can say that, but it's not accepted. It's cool. Let's do a super chat.
Last time that I checked, I was selling zones in the set. Make $250,000, no sweat. Last time that I checked.
Quansimoto, who makes more, the 2027 Batman 2 or Man of Tomorrow? I think Man of Tomorrow makes more than Batman Part 2.
I think Batman Part 2 makes more.
I see them both doing well. Which one do I think I'll enjoy more? Man of Tomorrow also. So maybe that's a bias.
But see, Blue, and thank you, Quasimodo, for that. I'm sorry. This just is, Blue, I understand that. I get it. I understand. I get the True Detective element. But tell me, True Detective in the desert, True Detective in space. I mean, I don't know. True Detective in desert, dressed as your local cowboys, or True Detective in space in our Green Lantern fucking costumes doing Space Galactic's intergalactic shit. Not pulling out our pistols and shooting at the tumbleweeds and arguing with the local sheriff about some strange shit going on. And pulling out our rings in the 10th episode. Feels like a show they shot down the street.
Yep.
In Oklahoma.
Okay. Well, then Jay the Informant gifts a membership and gifts another membership. He's just gifting over there on the side. Appreciate the love, Jay the Informant, for the support over here. Let's get on with the rest of these topics that we have prepared, because there is a Sony presentation at CinemaCon that did really well. Jumanji 4 follows the virtual world colliding with the real world as the human characters meet the video game characters while they're in demo mode. Okay, that's Jumanji for you. And then there's a trailer description that they showed over there, that the real world characters from Jumanji are called to a bar by Danny DeVito's character to see Johnson's Dr. Xandar Bravestone sitting in the real world at a booth. Johnson is doing an exaggerated Spanish accent. Hart's Franklin Mouse Finbar and Black's Professor Sheldon Shelley Oberon then enter the bar. And apparently...
Ridiculous. Huh? I'm sorry. I'm just reading the chat. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. You're insane. It's just crazy the marriage that you guys go off. Sometimes you base it off of I'm confused. So are we not supposed to base our opinions off of the trailer that was given? What was the point of the trailer then? Or are we just supposed to, gee, that was a good trailer. Let's move on. Let's not talk about it. Let's not form an opinion. Let's just be brainless, mindless robots and just like what we just saw and move on. Or are we supposed to form an opinion? I'm so confused. Y'all come in here and y'all do this all the time. Y'all do it all the time. You're like, oh, you formed an opinion off of an 80-second trailer? Yeah, of course I did. The same way I'd form an opinion if it was a 10-second trailer. It's a trailer. That's what they presented it to us to do. Form an opinion, give us feedback, let us know what you thought. Regardless, the movie's already made. We're not changing it, but hey, we want the feedback. I'm so confused. But Darius, you're saying the whole show will be the vibe of from a short trailer. They have been, that may have been footage from all 3 episodes. It could have been. I don't know that. But from what I've seen and from what the showrunners, and I know y'all don't like when I do this, especially when it kind of goes against the point that y'all are making, the scoopers and things have said, this is not the intergalactic space battle that the Lanterns should be. This is not going to be that show. So yes, I'm going to go off of that. I'm not saying that the entire show is going to be that because I don't know, but going off of, so maybe I should have said this. Going off of what has been presented to me, it looks like Yellowstone meets DC. That's what it looks like to me. Now, I don't know what opinion you formed in that minute, 30 seconds, or I guess 80 seconds is what Rogue Comics says it was, an 80-second. And that 80-second trailer may have been different from mine. Your idea of what the Lantern should be may be different from mine. But when I think John, he even mentioned Chip, when I think Chip, for God's sakes, or any of the others, I don't think Desert. Yes, I saw Camp's comment earlier. After all, the Lanterns are police officers. Yeah, they police the world, the galaxy. I know. But our first introduction in the DCU to them being police is policing the desert. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Is policing the desert. When you could have spectacle, but you chose driving cars in desert.
It's not that they could have spectacle, but they chose the lesser version. If you go to this website here, which I pulled up looking for this budgets, it says that the initial conception was once described as the biggest DC show ever made with an estimated budget of 120. Budget restructuring under David Zaslav's leadership, the project was redeveloped with expectations of a significantly reduced budget compared to the initial more lavish plans. David Zaslav says, here you go, bring it down. And that's why it is the way it is.
Hold on, because I'm going to keep going back with Rogue Comics. You could have that opinion if the show was out. I don't understand what the disconnect is here for you. You could have that opinion if the show was out. The show is not out, so the only thing I have to base my opinion on is what has been presented to me. That's it. So if you were a detective and you were covering a murder case, you would only be able to prosecute on the evidence presented to you. If you did not have all the evidence, you would not have the story completely figured out. I don't have the story completely figured out because I don't have the whole show, but I do have what was presented to me. So therefore, I'm forming an opinion. I don't know how that's a disconnect for you. You read for a living, right? How is that a disconnect for you? Now, on the budget, anything on the budget? What'd you pull up about the budget?
Oh, the budget? That it was supposed to be 120 million, and then Zaslav restructured it, and he brought the budget down on the show. So you could have got the race cars, lasers, aeroplanes that you wanted, but then Zaslav happened.
It doesn't have to be desert.
Let's get super with it.
Gotta
Was that me or was that song a little louder than it usually is when I play it? I'm still very excited for Lanterns. Aaron Pierre. Yeah. Yeah, the lantern with the green eyes. Good for you, Arthur. I'm interested in the lanterns. You know, I know that Damon Lindelof is a good writer, so I hope for the best.
Not saying
Especially
I'm not
'cause
interested in it.
Yeah, but are you excited?
No,
Arthur is.
not counting down for Lanterns. No. You know, we do this every time we talk about DC. I know a lot of the chat is excited for DC. And as I've said before, my experience with Marvel has lessened that. And I tried to be excited after the first Superman film. I even came in here positive as hell, more positive than these two were, more positive than Chill and Marcus were. I was like, yes, this is blah, 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 everything I said about it. But now that we're still continuing to do all these characters that we're doing and we've not progressed since, you know, said anything about any other big characters outside of Superman. No, I feel like I'm falling in the same shit as Marvel. As unfortunately, Marvel's not unfortunately, but fortunately, looks like Marvel may be turning it around. There's a Wonderful Wonder Man. His mind is on Speed and Wicked. No, I love DC. I do. That's why I want DC to succeed. But no, I'm not gonna. I mean, again, that's cool. Everybody has their own prerogative and their own pace of things. You wanna say that's, you know, let him cook, have time. He's building all this and this and that. I'm fine with that build, but talk about that instead of talking about Jimmy.
Chillmonger can't have the same hype for Marvel and DC. I need my indies to win. You need your indies to win. Go check out The Untamed: A Sinner's Prayer or Ianu, which is happening right now. That's two directions I can point at where independent, I guess Invincible would count too. Go support that.
Vision Quest for Lanterns. Vision Quest. Yeah. Vision Quest. I'm really not checking for Lanterns. That trailer, I know it impressed. Again, like I know Blue liked it and other people that trailer did not impress. Actually, a lot of people disliked that trailer, and it was kind of split. I disliked that trailer. It didn't move me in any way.
Okay. How about were you moved with Miles Morales? Because there's some stuff coming out of CinemaCon, like this shot here, this beautiful shot. Timeout. We just got a super that just came in. Let's get to the super chat. Jay the Informant with the last minute Lanterns discussion. Honestly, I forgot about Lanterns. ... 4 dots. It's supposed to only be 3. That's how much he forgot. He put 4 dots. Look, just because you forgot about it doesn't mean it can't sneak up on you and just be a surprising great hit. I wasn't thinking about the Avatar movie until yesterday when, damn, the movie just came up. I watched it. I loved it. And like my joy for Avatar makes me want to watch Korra. Just because I'm not thinking of Lanterns and just because I saw the news about how the budget will be lower, just like because the trailer was less exciting than I would want it to be. It doesn't mean it still can't be good. So while we are forgetting about Lanterns and we're not thinking about it, when it comes, if it's a hit, it's a hit. I wasn't really thinking about a lot of shows, but then they just are awesome. Like I'm okay with it.
And when I say, and I'm not saying just because you said you forgot about Lanterns too, I forget about Lanterns until we bring it up on the show as well. But just because I forget about Lanterns or whatever, to answer Arthur's question, I'm still going to watch it. I'm going to watch it and things like that because that's what I'm going to review it. But again, when you guys come to the show or whatever, you're coming for to hear what he thinks, what I think, opinions, and if my opinion is not the one that just is rocking the boat, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to rock the DC boat.
Yep. Beautiful scene. We've got Miles Morales And we got Jefferson Davis, if that's his name. That's not his name. Whatever his name is, the dad. Chilling, loving on each other. This is a description of footage shown for Beyond the Spider-Verse at CinemaCon. Morales begins talking to himself. There's no Spider-Man here. He gets knocked down, and when he wakes up, he comes face to face with Uncle Aaron, who's holding the Prowler mask. I know you don't want to be the Prowler, Morales says, as Uncle Aaron responds, I'm not. Then the Prowler in full gear come forward from the darkness, and Morales, tied up as a bag, asks, Who are you? He then sees the other version of himself. That's how the other movie ended. Isn't that exactly how the other movie ended? They have some funny dialogue back and forth as they compare how they pronounce Morales. Morales then says how he knows his dad is going to die, so he has to get back to his universe. He then electrocutes the room so he can escape. We then see more flashes of him in the journey back facing off against the Prowler. Meanwhile, we see Gwen Stacy working to find Miles Morales. We also see Spider-Punk. Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse releases June 18 of 2027. Damn. They'll be talking about this movie at the next CinemaCon too.
Every time they talk about this movie, it's just time. I just think of the Jonathan Majors meme of him saying time. It's too much time. But maybe not. Maybe for me. I'm not going to watch the movie. I'm watching it. But Tina reported, because she is there. Shout out to Tina. She said it got the biggest cheers of the night. Out of everything shown from Sony at CinemaCon, it got the biggest cheers. It got a standing ovation. I guess whatever was shown, or what you just described, what was shown. So people are still. I'd have to watch the second one again to remember, but people are still highly anticipating this.
I'm happy. I'm happy that a room full of white people were happy for Miles Morales. Details on Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. Being made with IMAX in mind. Picks up right where the last one ended, with Miles breaking free from Prowler's trap. Most emotional Spider-Verse film yet. Kingpin returns. The final chapter of Miles Morales' story. It's the final chapter. Then he's coming to live action. That's okay. Absolutely.
Wait, what did you said he's coming a lot? I was reading Tina's tweet. What did you say? Read that again.
That is the final chapter of Miles Morales' story. That's when I interjected. He's coming to live action in 2030.
I see.
It doesn't need to be the final chapter. Shameik Moore can do the voice, and Miles doesn't have to get older. You could do a fourth movie. Chill's daily jab at white people. No, that wasn't a jab at white people. I mean to speak on the progress. Like, an arena full of white people were cheering and they gave it the loudest reaction. Great news. That's forward. I wish it was for static though. Or Panther. Or someone who's not a black version of a white thing, like Miles.
Miles is black. He's his own story.
I said Miles is a black version of a white thing.
I don't think so. But
Spider-Man is the white thing, and then
I know your argument on it. I just don't think so.
Hope he changes his name. Chill daily understanding of culture on culture acceptance. Culture on culture acceptance. Miles is a legacy character. We can call it whatever you want. I verbalize it as a black version of a white thing. So I prefer guys like Blade and Storm and Cyborg, and you pick them. But there's a little bias I have towards characters like Miles or even John Stewart, Green Lantern, things like that. Agent 42. Is that his new name? That sounds good, because it was the Spider 42. So that was like the one thing that Sony had in the superhero sphere, and then they did the Jumanji thing we just read the trailer of, and Insidious also. Is it playing? No, it's not. Wrong web page.
Oh yes,
It-
Insidious.
There's this trailer here, which I'm not about to play all 2 minutes and 36 seconds of. But they have a trailer. It's coming out in August 21. What are your thoughts from what you saw?
I didn't see it. Who's this? Who's this? Warner Brothers?
No, Sony.
Blumhouse. Yeah, they will. They'll hit us. I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But I've liked all of them.
From James Wan. That's what he did after Aquaman.
Yeah, see, I don't even know the plot or anything like that. I would need to see the. I would need to see the trailer. But I don't know. I just, my issue with scary movies, even though the Insidious films, the first two were really good. I hope I can be scared. That's all I want. I just want to be scared if I go.
Static Blade T'Challa Icon. I don't know if Icon counts. He's an alien character. While he changes his skin to something more melanated, I don't know. Miles is a biracial copy. No, I'm not getting at him for anything biracial. I'm not. That's not what I'm doing. That's not the biracial aspect. Is not where I'm going. This is comics. We're talking about extended families or legacy characters been norm since the Silver Age. In y'all opinion, has any one of the Jumanjis topped the original? Hell no.
No. They're good, though.
Jumanji's okay and different, but doesn't come close to the original. Hey, The Rock gets back in shape for Jumanji. He looked good. You remember that week he was skinny in September? Whatever movie that was, I have no idea. I really don't know what was going on there. I think he probably had a private health situation where he couldn't do the drugs. That's my theory now. And now he's back on the drugs. More life. That's my theory. Dwayne, feel free to correct me. Damn, another one. I need them to redeem Sinister instead of Insidious because part 2 was bad.
You didn't like Insidious Part 2? I liked Insidious Part 2. But I do agree on redeeming Sinister. I thought both of the Sinisters were actually really good. They should bring that back, though.
Bring it back. The Dundada, the Spider-Man news item, like actual Spider-Man, brand new day Spider-Man, hits us from this news detail from Brandon Davis. Full description of the brand new day first look footage. Peter sitting in a cafe and watching Ned walk in and out without noticing him. The clip cuts to night. Ned is rolled up to a party with supplies and Peter follows him, and inside Peter navigates the party with a red cup. He sips it and doesn't care for the drink inside. Moving through and away from the crowd, he founds Chewbacca minifigures and reminisces on his time with Ned. He had flowers in his hands but is distracted by a series of photos of Spider-Man on a corkboard. Ned comes out the bathroom. He actually saved me and my friends' lives one time in high school. He wants to find out who Spider-Man is, not to expose him, but to thank him. Peter plays dumb and acts surprised to learn Ned invented Spidey Tracker. He has narrowed Spidey's identity down onto 2 prime suspects, showing on a photo of Flash Thompson and their teacher with the glasses, Mr. Harrington from previous movies. It gets a laugh in the theater and a grin from Peter. MJ walks in, a piano starts to play. She introduces herself, and Peter calls himself Maynard, just a neighbor from across the hall. She calls him a friendly neighbor, and he almost spits his drink out. In another room, MJ tells Ned she was offered a job, but she turned it down and doesn't want to work for a soulless corporation. She feels like she's supposed to be waiting for something, and they toast to that. A guy walks up and after a short hello, intimately kisses MJ. Piano comes back in as Peter sees it and shuts down. It's time to leave the party. Fades to black, and a sizzle reel plays. It only has footage from the previous trailer until Spider-Man gets damage control agents on hold on as he limbers up and stretches to fight them, ultimately webbing one to a fence. Okay, some bonus footage, but fuck. Looks like MJ and Ned are in this movie. They don't need to be in this movie though. I don't want to see them. You were from the past life, okay? I hope that's all they're in.
Yeah. Seen a lot of people say more Ned or less Ned. But they're still around.
That must be because Tom Holland has pull. I'll come back, but you gotta hire my friends.
Are they friends with him like that?
They have to be friends. 3 movies together.
They don't have to be.
It's
But,
likely that if you can do 3 movies with someone, it's likely that you're on good terms. And he's from the school of Robert Downey. Hey, for Age of Ultron, Robert Downey says, nah, you got to increase the contracts on all my other Avengers. And they did. And then they got Robert Downey back for Age of Ultron. So he's probably doing the same thing. He went to negotiations. He says, fine, you want more Spider-Man films? All right, Zendaya needs to get paid. The Flash actor, my teacher, Ned, all of the characters.
Maybe so. Yeah, I think that scene that they was described leads into the scene in the dorm, in the trailer where she says that, and he almost spits out the drink. Where she says, "Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man," and he's.
Why would he spit out the drink? Because he knows the comic book? Why? What's weird about Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man?
I don't even think she said Spider-Man. I think she just says friendly neighborhood.
Oh yeah, she says you're the friendly neighbor. So like, why does that make you spit the drink out?
Probably because, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He said that before.
Okay, I must have missed it.
Yeah, he says friendly neighborhood. I can't remember which movie it is. He says something about I can't be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man if there's no neighborhood to protect or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what movie it was.
Yeah, it sounds like something I've heard him say.
Yes, Zendaya, whatever her last name previously was, Holland. I'm sure she still holds it. Zendaya blank Holland. She probably has them both. Oh, he says
he said it to Tony in Infinity War. Yeah, that's why he went to space, I think. Yeah.
Yes. Her last name's Coleman. Zendaya Coleman Holman. Or Holland.
Yes,
Zendaya
NYC
Coleman
Playboy.
Holland. Yes, they are married. I think they're a cute couple. I like them together. He protects the hell out of her. Did you see that? All those fans and paparazzi around her, and he pushed them out of the way, grabbed her, and
just thwipped to a ceiling.
He was like, "That's enough. That's enough. That's enough."
Good for them. NYC Playboy sends a super chat.
Clickety clank, clickety clank. The money goes into my piggy bank.
And he says that I appreciate you both, Darius and Chillymonger. A great black perspective of comics and culture fiction. With the heart.
Thank you, NYC. Very generous super chat. Thank you very much.
Yes,
kind words.
Yes. It kind of wows me sometimes where people just go, here's money, boom. And that happened how many times this stream? We're just talking about the things we like. But appreciate you guys for the appreciation. NYC Playboy. Feel appreciated. Hear, hear. Yes.
Hear, hear. Another.
One more thing regarding the Spider-Man movie before I move to the Avengers. So we read, it was on the first page. It was when It says Chewbacca. Okay. Samuel L. Jackson plays Nick Fury and he plays Mace Windu. Can we get a joke that says, hey, you kind of look like the character from Star Wars? And can I just get that, please?
They could. I mean, it's not as if Star Wars is not canon in that in the universe. Peter is a huge Star Wars fan. He had the Death Star, so presumably he has seen the prequel series. So he should look at Nick and be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
you remind me of this character from Star Wars." I know you said no more pop culture references, but
And then if Thor ever introduces him to Jane Foster, he'd be like, Padme?
I forgot that she's.
Yeah, there might be more actually if we think about it. Really, there probably is like 4 or 5 of them.
Tell us, it's Krennic.
Okay, there's one there. Any superheroes though?
Yeah, Secret Invasion's Emilia Clarke.
Emilia Clarke. Yes, you got one. And Han
Jen
Solo is
Erso.
the Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one. He's in jail. And Padme's dead. Jane Foster, she's like dead in Valhalla right now. They might never interact. But that Nick Fury interaction, we can get that. Hey, if they played this in the movie, if they played this clip, it leads me to believe this is early in the movie. Something happens in the first 10 minutes. Doesn't mean they're going to be dominating the entire movie, but it'll just let us know where he is, where he stands. Then they cut to the sizzle reel of all the clips from the trailer. Okay, let's get ready for July.
Oh yeah, Giancarlo's character too.
Yeah, Mandalorian.
Poe Dameron.
That's
right. Poe Dameron is Moon Knight.
Moon Knight. I hope Peter Parker didn't watch the sequel trilogy. Maybe Thanos snapped that one away.
Is there anybody else? I forgot about those two. Is there anybody else that's...
Maz Kanata is T'Challa's baby mama.
Oh, that is right.
Lupita Nyong'o does the voice. Hey, Forrest Whitaker. He was Zuri, but he was also the guy's name who I can't remember.
Oh my God.
Juan Ferreira? Gus Ferreira?
No.
Guy?
Somebody's going to beat me to it in the chat.
Saw Gerrera.
Saw Gerrera. Jesus. Yeah, Saw. He was Saw.
Mr. Fantastic is the Mandalorian.
That is true. That is true. I can't think of it. Is there more? I don't think there's more.
Damn.
That is true.
Yeah, we got to get a Star Wars reference. You really look like him. You really look like that. Maybe after Secret Wars, they can even make a joke about that. Wow, we recreated the world, and you guys all look like Star Wars characters. I need a joke. That's all I need. And what? You think Disney's going to sue you for talking about their property, Marvel? You're fine. Lastly, Avengers Doomsday was mentioned. So this is the article on the side. Let's read it. So I've been told, holy F, Avengers Doomsday is going to have people turning away from the screen. This is dark, horror dark. Take it from me. This movie is going to make people cry, scream, and make people leave theaters in complete silence. Hope so. I'd like to have an emotion like that, like Infinity War.
It would be nice to have a emotion like that. Will that be it? Probably. I don't know, man. I don't know. I do expect a lot of death. They've said that. Some of your favorite characters will die.
I would kill Ant-Man. Someone that everyone loves. He's been in 3 movies, but also like we're not going to make a 4th Ant-Man movie. The actor's getting older. Let's just kill off Paul Rudd's Ant-Man.
You could. You think Vision?
Somebody's
I
gotta
think
go.
Vision dies too. Again. I mean, yeah, Vision. I mean, is Vision going to die again, or are they going to use White Vision for West Coast Avengers? I mean, they're clearly doing that with Wonder Man, and whoever else is going to join, whoever else they put on the team. So I could see Ant-Man dying. I could see who's in it currently. Who even currently the
Tobey Maguire in his
team.
universe. Oh, the team? Shit, all the Thunderbolts. One of them got to go.
It's about time Bucky could go.
Bucky could go. Ah, man, a Phase Oneer.
Phase Oneer. It's about that time. Winter Soldier could go.
And does he stay dead? Like after Secret Wars, when the world reboots, they don't bring them back. Like dead?
I think they don't bring him back. Obviously recast him as someone else.
That's going to be easy to do with Vision. Harder to do with Bucky, who's like actually a human being.
To just recast him in a new universe.
You're right.
Let's see who else. I mean, I would have to see it. Let me see. Doomsday cast. To think who's gonna die.
Why not Ant-Man? Ant-Man is someone who maybe he sacrifices himself and we get a tear down our eyes because of what he did. All just so he can buy the heroes 10 seconds to escape into the shuttle and then they make it to Battle World. Somebody's got to die.
All right, Chris Hemsworth. I don't believe he dies because the next Thor film that they want to do. Vanessa Kirby, Sue, no. Mackie, no.
Why you have to say no? Why couldn't it just be no?
Because I had to think. Is it going to be like? Are they going to really use him? Does he? Because he seems to be under the impression that he's Cap for the next few years. So I don't know. So if that depends. I mean, according to Feige, his film failed because Steve Rogers wasn't in it. So we'll see. But maybe he stays alive. The Thing, I know. Simu no. Yelena, no. Sentry, no. M'Baku. You think M'Baku dies?
No.
No?
Nah, I don't think M'Baku dies.
Okay. I'm kind of leaning toward maybe not in Doomsday, but maybe dies. But maybe not. Maybe not. Hiddleston, Loki. Yes.
Yeah, he's expensive and he's been here for a long time and he's not a hero, he's a villain. And like for the worlds to not be in order, like the order that Loki, who sits at the throne of time, for Doom to win, Loki's gonna have to be offed. If not killed, at least removed from his position.
Yeah.
Yeah, Loki goes.
Agreed.
And
let's see. Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
Maybe not in Doomsday, but Secret Wars, yeah.
Yeah.
Rebecca Romaine as Mystique.
Yes. I mean, every single one of the X-Men. Bye-bye.
Do you think they die, or do you think that they just go to another?
I don't know.
After Secret Wars. After Secret
Wars.
Wars, this is going to be only reality, correct?
Yes. But like the alternate reality could be like Jane Foster's in Valhalla. What if that's one of the alternate Battle World realities too? Who knows?
Yes, well, there's Rebecca Romaine. She could not. Namora, I don't know, nor do I care. Nightcrawler.
Every X-Men. Every
X-Men. Captain America.
No, I think Chris Evans is back. I think they realized value of that actor. So they'll just keep paying him $80 million or whatever he asks for. And then they get to make movies that gross $1 billion. It's business. Yeah, you keep him.
David Arbors, Red Guardian,
Bye.
The Kukulkan.
Nah, they're gonna keep it because it'll be racist.
I wonder if his story is going to be like in the comics. Is he with the Avengers or is he with the Cabal? Then goes to Doom. Then Doom's like, fuck you should have came to me first. Wonder if they do that whole.
No, but then the actor had a little thing with the woman he was dating. She accused him of something.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything about that since 22, right? 23.
Yeah, but they don't have this. We don't have the spyware that Disney does. They're probably like did everything, to find out whether it's true or not. Hired an investigator and everything.
Blue says Chris Evans is the new Hugh Jackman.
Until you're 90? Probably. I think he knows it. They know it. They just got to agree on some terms.
Joseph's Quinn, no. The new Falcon, Danny Ramirez.
That's just like Namora. Do I even care?
Yeah, do I even care? Okay, you said Ant-Man, yes. U.S. Agent. No, I don't think so. But maybe, I don't think so, though.
Nah, keep him. Keep him.
Suri.
No opinion on that one.
Oh, shit, my phone scared the fuck out of me. I said I said her name, and I think Siri thought I said, and that voice came out of nowhere. I was like, what the fuck? All right, who is this? I thought it was the full cast I was getting.
Oh, Star-Lord, Peter Quill. Yeah, they kept him for a reason. Like, it felt like all the other Guardians are gone, and they said he's going to be on Earth. So that's reason to not kill him off. And is the actor really that big of a deal? I know people get on him because he's Christian, and like they say he's associated with things, and but Chris Pratt is fine.
I like Chris Pratt.
How old is Chris Pratt? He's a 46-year-old. I still think you can milk some more years out of him. I wouldn't get rid of him yet.
What are you going to do with him?
Guardians 4. That's what I would do.
You'd put him back on the Guardians team?
Yeah, let's just have him here on Earth to deal with this movie, but eventually we get him to space for a fourth movie. Everyone loves Chris Pratt.
Yeah, I like him. I thought he would be bigger after Guardians.
And he's not. He's bankable outside of Marvel. Yeah, he plays Mario. That's one.
The girl in Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness who can open portal. What'd you say? You said he's what?
He's Mario, and he was in Jurassic World. So he's got movies outside of Marvel.
Oh, yeah. Jurassic World, too. Yeah, he was good in that. You're talking about America Chavez. From my understanding, she's not in Doomsday. I don't think she's in Doomsday. She might be in Secret Wars.
Let her die.
Isn't that one of her purposes, that she can just open portals?
Yeah, she's kind of valuable for this era. But after the multiverse saga, quote unquote, is over, do I need a character with these powers? No. They got a young actor to play her, though. What?
Yeah, what is she, like 18, 17? I was going to say Wong as well.
Yeah, Wong's gotta go. Make room for Doctor Strange.
Said it's Blade in Doomsday. Who knows? I think Mahershala's is not in Doomsday, but the Secret War stuff.
Can't wait for the tell-all Mahershala Ali Club Shay Shay. Why aren't you Blade yet? Oh, they tried to change the script to make it about my daughter, and then they did another thing where they said, sign here. The movie's called Midnight Suns. And then, like, I want to hear Mahershala Ali just finally just give it. Give it all. Yeah, Marvel's one of the worst studios. They killed T'Challa. They really killed T'Challa. They were like, fuck, our actor died. What are we gonna do with the character? Let's just kill him like the actor. What do you mean? Like, yeah, no one knows what he has, but he dies. Put that in the movie. That's how we'll start it. No woman, no cry.
Oh, I'm on no cry. Hey, tell you what. Whatever. That trailer, though, is still one of their absolute best trailers they have ever crafted from Marvel Studios. The trailer's still good. It's still a damn good trailer. The music,
Yeah.
the feel.
We gonna be all right.
Yeah, that. I remember one of my favorite anti-recasting comments was, "Damn, nigga, did you hear the song? We gonna be all right." That's still one of my favorite ones. I think I like that shit. It's under the reaction, the initial reaction we gave to it, because we ripped it apart on top of it after it's saying it was beautiful, but blah 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 blah.
Yeah, and you used the picture of Chadwick Boseman to sell the movie, so it was evil. Also, it tugged on strings for sure. We can give it points for its effect, but ethically, total wrong thing to do. I wonder how much money went to the charities, and I wonder how much money Chadwick Boseman got paid for the second movie. Not that if they did pay enough, it would make. Not that if they paid his widow, his brothers, his mom. Not that if they paid enough, it would okay killing the character. I just wonder. But that's what Mahershala Ali needs to be on, right? Speaking of Blade, is the Black Knight character just not coming anymore? Yeah, Eternals didn't perform well. You want Jon Snow in the MCU? You know nothing, Grand Regent Thrag. You sure though? No. Because they know the toy sales. We don't. They do. They saw how Wakanda Forever sold. I believe Sam's Captain America trilogy will end. Sam's getting a trilogy? No, not happening. I also heard Derek Boseman say recast and Chad was not the character, and vice versa. But yeah, song. Yeah, it's the song. Okay. Thank you for coming to afternoon woke up earlier than usual. But goodbye. Go watch something nice today. Go watch Ianu. Sam trilogy.
Yes. Thanks for dropping by. Come by again tomorrow, as we will be live again for another episode of the Afternoon Woke Up. And then tomorrow's what? Wednesday? And Thursday we are live with Marcus. So not live, the two of us. We wait for that with Marcus in the afternoon. So come down for that, or in the evening, rather, come down for that and watch that with that, or hang out with us on Thursday. And then we will try to be live on Friday. We have yet to be live on a Friday to make a consistent week, but we're going to try that too. So like, subscribe, share with your friends. Thank you for being a friend. We'll see you in the next one.
Thank you for being a friend.
Oh, yeah.
Travel down the road and back again.
Hey, so we started from the bottom, now we're here, girl.
It's true.
Oh, yeah.
Pal and a confidant.
This is my part right here. Ooh, if I did everything,
Everyone you knew.
no.
Hallelujah.